Those who did not return still walk beside us in the wind, in doors left half open, in cups that were never cleared away. Their names hang in the air like evening smoke after a fire, seen only when the light hits right, felt even when the sky is clear. We set plates without thinking, count chairs by habit, pause before speaking as if footsteps might answer. The road remembers them. Dust still keeps the shape of the last goodbye, of tires turning toward distance. Mothers fold old clothes again, not to store, not to give, but to touch the sleeves that once held warm arms. Fathers clear their throats at night, holding storms behind their ribs, pretending the silence is ordinary, pretending doors do not echo. Windows grow tired of waiting, glass clouded by breath that never comes. Curtains sway like slow hands waving at an empty street. The clock is the cruelest witness. It moves, it moves, it moves. But time, for us, stopped at the sound of departure. Shoes by the doorway gather a thin skin of dust, each grain a small calendar marking days without return. We speak of them softly, as if loud words might break the thin bridge between memory and the place where they now are. Photographs learn our tears, edges bending from the weight of grief. Smiles trapped in paper refuse to age with us. At night we bargain with the dark. Just one dream where they are alive. Sleep opens its gates slowly, and sometimes mercy happens. They come back in dreams whole, laughing, unaware of absence, and morning becomes a second loss when we wake with empty hands. The sky does not explain itself. Stars keep their distance, burning with stories we will never read. Rain falls like unfinished sentences, like messages from somewhere far that break apart before reaching ground. Those who did not return live in the language of almost. Almost home, almost here, almost heard. We hold onto almost like a fragile cup of water in a desert of facts. The wind through trees sounds like their voices sometimes. We turn too quickly, hope tripping over reason. Neighbors learn new manners. Not asking certain questions, not saying certain names without lowering their eyes. The earth is heavier where we stand, pulled down by unsaid goodbyes, by hugs that never finished their final squeeze. Letters remain unsent in our chests, stamped with love, addressed to nowhere we can reach. We walk through markets, see a jacket like theirs, a laugh shaped like their laugh, and grief sharpens without warning. The world keeps selling mornings as if everyone woke complete. But some of us rise already missing a piece. Birds migrate and come back. Seasons leave and return. Even the moon disappears and returns. But not them. This is the wound without rhythm, the story without a closing page, the echo that never finds its original voice. Grandmothers sit near doors longer now, eyes trained on horizons, stitching patience into prayer one whisper at a time. Children grow tall under stories of those who are gone, learning faces from descriptions, building love from fragments. We keep their birthdays alive, lighting candles against logic, singing into air that trembles but does not answer. Their rooms become museums of touch. A pen, a scarf, a book half-read. Nothing is moved. Everything is moved inside us. Grief rearranges the furniture of the soul. Chairs of joy are pushed back. Tables of laughter gather dust. Mirrors tilt toward memory. Those who did not return teach us a different language of love. One spoken through absence, through the weight of empty space. We learn to carry invisibly, to smile with careful cracks, to say I'm fine with oceans behind our teeth. Night after night we rehearse impossible reunions, what we would say first, how tightly we would hold. Why did you leave? Never makes the script. We already know leaving was not the choice. The stars shift positions slowly. Years change our faces. But inside, one moment stays young, the moment before they were gone. Candles burn lower each year, wax folding like tired knees. Still we light them, small rebellions against forgetting. The wind does not carry bodies back, but it carries whispers, and we lean into it like it might know the way. Those who did not return have become our second heartbeat, quiet, constant, aching in the background of living. We laugh again, yes, but laughter now has depth, an echo chamber built from everything we lost. We love harder, 2. Holding hands a little longer, saying come back safe, as if words were armor. The road outside is never just a road. It is a question mark stretching forward, curved with uncertainty, dotted with fear. But still we walk. Still we cook, clean, speak, breathe. Because those who did not return live on in the living. In every kindness we extend, in every stranger we help, in every prayer whispered for someone else's safe return. They are the quiet reason we hold doors open, why we answer late calls, why we say, I love you twice. Loss carved us hollow, but hollows can hold light. And somewhere beyond our seeing, beyond roads and sky and sorrow, may those who did not return finally be at rest, while we, still here, carry them forward in the only way left to us, by remembering, by loving, by never truly letting them be gone. But memory is a strange kind of breathing. It keeps the gone ones alive and keeps the living slightly out of air. We learn to walk with ghosts, not the kind that haunt houses, but the kind that sit quietly inside the ribs. Sometimes they visit in small ways. A smell of soap long discontinued, a song on the radio at the wrong time, sunlight falling the way it did that day. And the chest tightens, not from pain alone, but from the weight of what cannot be reached. Those who did not return have no graves large enough for them. They are buried in streets, in oceans, in borders, in headlines, in unfinished phone calls. The world moved on quickly. It always does. But in our homes the clocks still limp. Grief does not shout forever. After some time it becomes quiet, which is worse. It sits beside us at dinner, rides in the passenger seat, lies down on the other half of the bed without making a sound. We begin to speak to them silently. Not madness, just love with nowhere else to go. Did you see this? I wish you were here. You would have laughed. And in that invisible conversation we survive another day. Their absence grows roots. It spreads through years, through birthdays, through weddings they should have attended. We save a place for them in stories. This was his favorite. She used to say, and for a moment language brings them close enough to touch. But night always reminds us, words are only bridges of air. Some days the sky feels lower, as if sorrow has weight and the clouds are tired of holding it. We watch people reunite at airports, arms colliding, tears of relief, and we look away gently, as if not to disturb joy. Because we know another kind of arrival, the one that never happens. Doors that never knock. Phones that never ring. Messages that stay forever unsent in the outbox of fate. Those who did not return live in the question we don't ask out loud. What if? What if one more minute? What if another road? What if a different sky? But what if is a locked room? We knock. It does not open. So we do the only brave thing left. We carry love forward without the hands that first gave it. We become softer in some places, stronger in others. Grief reshapes us like a river carving stone. And though they did not return, they never truly left. They live in the way we hesitate before anger, in the way we forgive faster, in the way we notice sunsets now. Loss teaches the price of presence. Teaches us that ordinary days are the rarest treasure. So we hold mornings gently, afternoons carefully, nights like fragile glass. And when we speak their names, we do not whisper from weakness. We speak softly because something sacred is near. Those who did not return have become our quiet teachers. Of love without condition, of memory without end, of strength we never asked to learn. And one day, when our own roads grow long and our footsteps slow, perhaps we will meet them again, not in dreams, not in photographs, but in a place where no one has to leave first. Until then, we carry them like hidden constellations inside our chests, guiding us through dark with a light only the broken-hearted can see. Morning sometimes forgets that someone is missing. Light enters the room boldly, spilling gold across the floor as if nothing in the world has ever been broken. For a second, just one soft, unguarded second, we wake without the weight. Then memory returns, not loudly, but like a hand resting back on the shoulder. Ah, yes, this again. Those who did not return live in that moment, between waking and knowing, between breath and ache. We wash our faces, tie our shoes, answer messages, while carrying an invisible photograph pressed against the heart. No one sees it, but we feel its edges all day long. Grief becomes part of posture. The slight bend in the spirit. The careful way we hold joy, as if it might also disappear. We stop asking the sky for reasons. The sky has none it shares. Instead, we ask for strength, the quiet kind that lets us keep going without answers. Sometimes we envy the past, not for what it was, but for who was still in it. Old days glow differently now, lit from behind by loss, like photographs held up to a fading sun. We remember small things most. The way they cleared their throat, how they said our name, how their laughter arrived before the joke finished. Big memories are heavy. Small ones slip into pockets, follow us everywhere. Those who did not return taught us the map of fragility. We now know how thin the line is between here and gone. So we text people, reach home safe. We wait for the blue tick. We watch the door until it closes. Love becomes watchful. At gatherings, when chairs fill and voices rise, there is always one space that feels louder than the rest. We glance at it without meaning to, heart performing an old habit, counting who should be there. Festivals come with extra silence now. Lights shine, but some corners stay dim. We smile for photographs, and later stare at them, noticing the shape of absence between shoulders. Those who did not return are stitched into every celebration, invisible threads holding the fabric of memory together. Sometimes guilt sneaks in when we laugh too freely, when a day passes without thinking of them. But love does not demand permanent sadness. Love only asks not to be forgotten. And we haven't. We won't. Even when years stack high, even when hair turns silver, their names remain young on our lips. The world keeps building new days. We step into them carefully, carrying the old ones like glass behind the eyes. And slowly, not completely, not cleanly, life grows around the loss. Not replacing, never replacing, just growing beside it, like grass around a stone that will always stay. Those who did not return are not the end of the story. They are the quiet chapter we reread forever, finding new meanings in familiar lines. And when the wind moves through us, through ribs, through memory, through the hollow spaces grief carved, it no longer sounds only like sorrow. Sometimes softly, almost shy. It sounds like love that outlived goodbye. Even the body remembers, not just the mind, the body. Arms recall the exact weight of a hug that will never happen again. Ears remember footsteps that once meant, you're home. The heart keeps old rhythms stored, beats that once matched another's in kitchens, in cars, in quiet evenings that didn't know they were precious. Those who did not return live in muscle memory, in the reflex to turn and share a joke, in the urge to call a number still saved in the phone. We don't delete it, not because we expect an answer, but because erasing it feels like a second goodbye. Grief teaches strange rituals. We reread old messages. We scroll back years. We pause at voice notes, press play, and let their voice fill the room again. A ghost made of sound waves. For a moment, walls feel closer, air feels thicker, time folds in on itself. Then silence returns, wider than before. Those who did not return have changed how we see strangers. Every passerby carries a story that might break someone's world. Every goodbye could be the last one. So we soften. We hold doors longer. We forgive quicker. We speak kinder than we used to. Loss carved empathy into us with a blade we never chose. There are days the grief is loud. A sudden wave in the middle of work, in the grocery store, in traffic at a red light. We stare ahead, blinking too much, pretending dust got in the eye. And there are days it is quiet, just a low background hum, like a refrigerator running in the house of the heart. Both are tiring. Those who did not return taught us the weight of ordinary miracles. A safe arrival, a shared meal, a simple, I'm here. We no longer rush past these things. We know how easily they vanish into memory. Sometimes we talk to the sky not expecting replies, just sending love upward like paper lanterns in the dark. Maybe they reach somewhere, maybe they don't. But sending them keeps our hands from feeling empty. Years pass and people say, It gets easier. It doesn't get smaller. We just grow around it. Like a tree around a nail, the metal stays, but the trunk keeps rising. Those who did not return are the quiet center of our growth rings. Each year circles the same absence, wider, older, still there. We begin to carry their qualities forward. Their patience, their jokes, their stubborn hope. We become a living continuation of what they started. In that way, they do return, in gestures, in phrases we catch ourselves saying, in habits we swore were ours alone. Love does not vanish. Changes address. And maybe that is the soft truth beneath all this. Those who did not return are not lost to nothing. They are woven into us, into how we love, how we fear, how we cherish the fragile, shining fact that someone is here right now. So we sit beside absence not as enemies anymore, but as keepers, guardians of a love strong enough to outlive a goodbye. And in quiet moments, when the world pauses and the heart is still, we almost feel them. Not as pain, not as longing, but as a gentle presence woven through our breathing, reminding us that love, once real, never truly learns how to leave.